We read those headlines earlier. Now, this is a little weird, but I've been getting a lot of questions about it from listeners. And it is a lengthy video. It's titled March 11th, 23 Events, Signs and Evidence. And they talk about this comet, ELENIN, coming between the Earth and the Sun, scheduled for tomorrow. And again, I had Piers Corbin, top astrophysicist, on with an incredible prediction rate, saying he does believe that the giant moon, that's what it's called when the moon's the closest to the Earth it had been since 1992, controlling the tides, but also the magma under the crust, coinciding with that massive solar flare that hit on the 11th, right before the earthquake, that he does believe that's what triggered it. So that's a real scientist saying that, and a lot of other news has been asking, did the supermoon cause it? ABC News 2 weeks before asked, would it cause it? We read that headline Friday. But planets aligning, a lot of scientists believe, also causes things to go on with the magnetic fields. I don't know. But you got to give this woman due, because on March 8th, when this was uploaded to YouTube, the date doesn't lie, it's got the timestamp on it, it's 9 Nana is the name of the channel. She gets into all of this, and people are freaking out because she said, if you're near a fault line on the 11th, get out of there. And I actually was shown this on the 9th and laughed at it. But I'm not laughing now. Here it is.
Okay, it looks like it could be March 11th through the 15th, I'm thinking. So I would recommend that if you're living in a fault zone area, take a vacation before March 11th. That's what I'm recommending. That's what I've been recommending for 3 months. I don't even live in a fault zone area, and I'm going to make sure that I have my emergency gear packed and ready to go before this hits. Something's going to happen, guys. It may not be the grand pole shift, but something's going to happen. So I have some more information for you that I've put into this video. So okay,
folks, and then she goes into the Ides of March and things like that. The ancients always thought that was an unlucky time, especially with planetary alignments. I don't get into all of that, but I thought, since I was getting a lot of questions about that, I would play it and comment and say, you make up your own mind for what it's worth. We will post as a tile this video, the March 11, 23 event, Signs and Evidence, if you want to hear the whole thing. But I did have a top astrophysicist on saying the moon being close to the Earth, the closest it's been in 19 years, along with that solar flare hitting, creates a major fluctuation in the magnetic field of the Earth that then affects the magma that is under the crust. So very, very interesting on that front.
Before I start, I just want to say this message is not for people who have already taken heed and taken precautions. This is for people who still do not understand that something is about to happen. I want to spell this out for you.
Well, look at the Chilean earthquake. You realize that it was so big it actually rocked the planet Earth? The axis of the Earth shifted 3 inches as a consequence of that 8.8 earthquake. The day is no longer 24 hours. It's been shortened by 1 microsecond.
You said there are 5 major cities that should be concerned.
In our lifetime, we could very well see one of these cities destroyed. We will actually see this happen, perhaps. San Francisco, Los Angeles, Tokyo, Mexico City, Tehran in Iran.
Okay, guys, you got to ask yourself why an astrophysicist is giving you a warning about geological changes on the planet, okay? Now look, February 27th, that's when the Chile earthquake happened, okay? I'll scroll down a little bit so you can look at this and see the map, see where Chile is. That's on the Pacific plate, that's the Ring of Fire. Now look at this. February 27th, 2010, astrophysicist. What's happening on February 27th? He said the axis of the Earth shifted. There is a perfect alignment of Comet ELENIN and Earth. Do you see that? You got the sun in the center, you got Earth right there. See where it is? And there's ELENIN. Okay, that's your answer right there. That's why they have an astrophysicist giving us the warning. Look, here's the tectonic plates. He said Tokyo, San Francisco, Los Angeles, Mexico City, and Tehran. They're all on the edges of the tectonic plates. Okay? Let's go back. This is today. This is earthquakes. Just today. Okay? Tokyo, San Francisco, Los Angeles, Mexico City. Let's go back. Alright, let's go forward and see where the alignment is this year. Notice that the comet is getting closer to us. The axis shift is going to be greater this year. Does that make sense to you? I hope to God it makes sense to you. I'm sorry, but people are not listening to me, and it's making me very upset because I'm trying to help you here. All right, now look, March 11th is this Friday. It's coming into alignment, and it looks to me like it's in alignment around the 13th, the 14th, the 15th. That's this weekend. Guys, I don't want to curse, and I don't want to yell. But that's what I feel like doing right now. I do not know how to make you listen to me. If you are in any of those cities that Michio Kaku has graciously warned you about, warned all of us about, will you please take your vacations? And I would even further say that even if you're living in any area along the edges of these tectonic plates, I would say to get out of there during these dates that I've just shown you. I also want to say that the New Madrid fault area is another area. It's not on this map. It's right over here, okay? There's been activity there lately. I would say if you live on the New Madrid fault, I would get out of there too. They're not going to just come and spoon feed you this information on the news. They're not going to hold mass evacuations beforehand because they don't know when exactly it's going to happen. But they've been giving us these warnings, you guys. I just want you to remember that we've gotten this warning from an astrophysicist, and there is a perfect alignment of this comet. By the way, this comet, I believe, is the red dragon from St. John's Revelation. Please watch my other video if you haven't. There is an exact constellation and alignment in the sky in September that matches it. So, you know, whatever you want to call this thing, you want to call it a comet, you want to call it an asteroid, you want to call it a brown dwarf, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. It's causing effects on the planet. How hard is it going to be for you to just take a day and get out of the city on the 13th at the very least? At least pay attention to what's going on around you geologically. If you smell strange smells, if you don't hear the birds. We just had that mass fish death in Redondo Beach. I just showed you in my last video that there was a mass whale death just before the New Zealand earthquake. Okay, I don't know if they're connected, but you got to start paying attention to this stuff. There's going to be another shift of the axis, I'm sure of it. How big it's going to be, I don't know. But it's going to be bigger than the Chile earthquake last year. I'm sure of that. So please just get out of those areas.